when I started smoking pot when I was like 12, it really wasn't like I was like trying to be cool or I was trying to like fit in or peer pressure or anything. It was that I really felt so intensely about everything, and I felt so overwhelmed by the world, and I felt so different from everybody else and so isolated, and like I really kind of just like hated myself. I wanted so badly to be somebody else, And when I first started smoking pot, it was like I felt this complete relief from those feelings. It was like suddenly I didn't hate myself so much, and I felt confident, and things were enjoyable, and I could just shut my mind off, and it was just awesome, and I felt like it was going to be the thing that was going to save me. Smoking pot all through high school and everything, and it was like medicine for me, and I felt like I needed it, and unfortunately what happened is that as I was smoking pot every day, all day, my tolerance got really high to it, which is what happens, and so I stopped getting high, and I found myself being like a senior in high school, and waking up in the morning and smoking all day long, between every break in classes and stuff. And I wasn't getting that same relief, that I had been getting before. So, that was really when I started seeking out, harder and harder drugs. And, I tried every, coke and ecstasy and pills and hallucinogens and stuff. And, the thing for me was, when I found crystal meth, I had a friend who had some speed, and I did a line, and didn't really think twice about it. And I'd say as soon as I tried crystal for the first time, that was definitely like, that was it. That was, if I'd been searching for something, that was the thing that I'd been searching for. It just like fit completely with me, and I so not wanted to be myself. But when I was on crystal, it was like I didn't want to be anybody but myself, and it was such an awesome feeling to suddenly not be afraid and not feel so alone, and not to just despise myself. It was totally amazing. And I spent the next 5 or 6 years, I guess, chasing that high. And once I started doing crystal, my life really spiraled down really quickly. I found myself, homeless on the street, and stealing from everybody, and basically like destroying every relationship that I had with like my family and my friends and everybody. And I dropped out of school. I had nothing, and I ended up hitting like a number of bottoms, like they say, bouncing in and out of rehabs and stuff, and ended up at the end of the whole thing, just like breaking into my mom's house and trying to steal a computer because I'd taken my computer apart in this like totally like psychotic craziness. And anyway, when I broke into my mom's house, my mom actually found me out in the garage, and there was a member of the Los Angeles Police Department with her when she came and found me. And so they gave me the choice then of either going into detox or going to jail. So I went into the detox, and I really never wanted to die so much in my life. I just felt like I'd destroyed everything. I destroyed any chance I had of writing this book, and I'd destroyed every relationship. I had nothing, not a penny, and I was just begging the nurses, to let me die. And the next day, my girlfriend came, and she actually told me that, she had a solution, that her friend was going to let us live with her, and we could stay there, and the cops wouldn't be able to find me, and she had all this coke in the car, and everything was going to be fine, and up until that moment, that was everything that I wanted. But as I was sort of packing my bag to get ready to go, I looked at her, and I knew that if I went with her, I was going to die, and she was going to die, and that was going to be it. It wasn't like going to be a fantasy death. It was going to be like reality, no more living over, dead. And in that moment, I suddenly had like this tiny little bit of hope, this like little, grain or something, and I held on to that miraculously, and I told her, no, I'm not going to go with you, and you need to get help, and I need to get help. And she got into a detox, and I got into a program in New Mexico where, that was really the big turning point for me. And since then, I completed treatment there, and I really for the first time started to really check it out, the fact I do really hate myself, and I am so uncomfortable in my own skin. So how do I learn to live with that, and how do I learn to start to love myself and accept myself for who I am, and not try to be someone that I'm not. And in some ways, finishing the book and publishing it was all part of that, because it's this is who I am, and I'm not going to pretend that I don't have problems, or that I'm not scared, or that I'm not insecure. I'm going to just sort of lay it all out there and try to sit with it. And there was just a little something changed, and things always change. That's what I've learned, is that if I can just sit with stuff long enough, it will change. And now suddenly I'm not afraid, and I can't even remember why I was so afraid in the first place. But sitting with it has helped me move on. So that's cool. I think that's progress for me today.